3, 2, 1.
Anyway.
There we go.
What's up, Conservative 915 family? Welcome to another episode of Conservative 915. We are your hosts. Angel.
I'm Ruben.
Pinche Steve is here.
Uh-oh.
We're both here.
I guess I'm Dave. I don't know. I don't care. You ruined it for me.
I said our in the last 2 episodes. I wanted to see if you guys would catch me.
Oh.
Instead of what?
I've been saying we are your hosts instead of we are your hosts. I wanted to see if
You did it on purpose? I thought it was just here.
I thought you were just.
You were just dumb.
I thought that was the omega 3s kicking in.
I just thought you didn't take your magnesium.
Too much curcumin.
I thought you didn't take your vitamins.
I know. I did it in the first one right now. I thought you guys would say, hey, well, why do you keep on saying
Dude, we're not here to play jokes on you, pranks on you.
Oh, okay. I won't do that in the next one. I'm just joking around.
No, I actually enjoy that. That's funny.
You did catch on to it?
No,
No.
but it's funny now that he mentions it.
All right.
Anyway, guys.
So we have breaking news. Nobody's ever said anything like this before, especially not Ruben.
And if you're a frequent viewer of our episode, you know that we enjoy talking about illegals. So first on deck,
They're called criminal aliens.
Oh, yeah.
illegal criminal aliens, guys. My bad.
And these news, what are they called? News.
I don't know what
Breaking news.
No, it's
Organizations.
organization. The type of organization. There's a particular word for that.
They do. They use a particular word.
Anyways, this is
News
a
outlet, I guess.
total shocker. Right, guys?
Illegal
Who would've
immigrants
known?
on voter rolls spurs watchdog group to sue Maricopa County. What? We have
This
illegal
is just
immigrants?
one county, man. Now the Democrats will say, oh, there's just one county. Yeah.
Now multiply it by how many counties there are in the U.S. Now here's the thing. I have a question for you guys. Who cares? Like that's what a lot of Democrats say. Who cares? It doesn't matter. By the way, you guys who are denigrating all these poor refugees, you don't understand that they're actually committing less crimes than native-born American citizens. But did you know that the crime rate of illegal immigrants, well,
Criminal aliens.
criminal aliens, what is the crime rate of the people that are entering the United States?
100%.
0.
But just by entering, you're...
100%. That's the crime rate.
Well, and you can't use a statistic to make something that's not right correct. Anyways, I mean, I don't think anyone in any other country has. I don't think you have the right to go to a country and change it through your voting ability. You know, I think only here, Canada, Europe, they're doing that in Mexico. Mexico used to be like really proud, like Mexicano and Viva Mexico and stuff, and now even they're being forced to. I know a lot of people that live in Mexico, and they don't like what's going on there. You know, they're forcing all these things on them too. So it's kind of like they're doing that to the whole world. They start with you know, like I just said, Europe, and then Canada, right? Canada,
Yikes.
here, and it's like you know, they do it like as a well. Anyways, let's they're trying to change our country through illegal voting, and of course, like I've told you guys before, if these guys coming in voted Republican. How fast would the Democrats have a wall up there?
Like this.
They'd have it up like yesterday, right?
Yep.
It's you know, and it's not so much about criminal aliens. It's about, to me, it's just the Democratic Party using people to pursue things that the majority of Native Americans are not okay with, which is why they have to import. You know, when Obama said he fundamentally wanted to change America, that's what he meant. You know, we can't do it through
And it's happening.
our citizens. So hey, you know what? Let's import. And he actually gave a speech about not being okay with criminal with legal immigration, right?
Was he campaigning?
But then he was campaigning.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then he changed his tune, you know, and then
Or more like he corrected his tune to what he
Corrected his-
really feels.
because you know the Democrats used to be against all this too. So they figured out, hey, people aren't voting our way, people aren't buying our BS. We need to import a new voting bloc, you know?
But that means that they are. What's the word? I had it right now. Shit.
Really. Take your
They know-
magnesium.
Nah, I need to take my magnesium. Sorry, guys. No, they adapt to the situation.
They're very
That
adaptive.
shows great adaptability.
I call it fraud.
It is fraud, but fraud slash adaptability, you know. And then like we said in our earlier episode, they're good at the shaming game. If you say no, you know what, this isn't right, they're like, oh, you're being intolerant, you're not being multicultural, you're not being all these things, you're not being no. It's, I mean, there's also a thing called self-preservation. Yeah, being accepting and all that is good, but I think before, even with the Democrats, the thing was assimilation, right? You let I guess certain amount of people from all over the world in at a certain time, where they had time to assimilate, and even their kids coming up, they'd be cool with it, you know. But now you have all these people walking with their flags from I find it really insulting when people walk in like from wherever they come from, and then they're walking with flags from other country,
Cursing the U.S.
You know, yeah, and
Then why come?
it's like it's just weird, you know. And then they it's like it's kind of weird that they know all their rights when they're all ballsy when they're here, but yet they didn't fix their own place, you know. But anyways, that's the thing. Yeah, illegal immigrants are on the voter rolls, and they're obviously, I mean, it's not the Republicans pushing it.
Another fast one that they pulled on us is the whole voting machine thing. I always thought it was about like making things more efficient, but now like we don't know.
It actually
who's
takes
won the
longer.
County. Yeah, like weeks later, we still don't know who's won the county. You know.
Yeah, and
This
you know
is
what?
A big trick
Yeah.
that these guys used on us.
And to that point, Angels, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and they were saying how Republicans want to put poll watchers at every station,
As
which
if,
is
like if it's a bad thing.
no. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think it's gonna work, because yeah, you can make sure people are touching the right squares on the screen,
But
but what happens
tabulation,
inside the
code,
machine?
Nobody knows.
What happens inside the machine? You can't. How can you do that? So even that, you know what? I think the Democrats would be cool with it. Yeah, send your poll watchers. We're gonna be transparent. But you don't see what's going inside the machine.
That and when,
You see what I'm saying?
when a certain
It's
governor agrees to go ahead and let a forensic audit be performed, all of a sudden his daughter's boyfriend gets killed in a car
Terminated?
accident. Yeah. Deleted in a car accident. Yeah.
So, anyways,
How
yeah,
coincidental.
yeah.
So all of a
Which I'm
sudden-
sure has nothing to do with anything.
And then all of a sudden it gets pulled.
And it's true. People still say, "Oh well, no judge has accepted all these claims." Well, yeah, when all these judges are Democratic hacks.
That
you know?
or you know, coerced into non-action.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. These Democrats will back up their when it goes their way, but you know how Trump just got dismissed from a lot of his things. They're like, oh, we need to impeach. We need to. These guys are crazy. They are lunatics, man. You know, I always thought, you know they're the opposition, but these guys are truly sick people, man. These are
They'll respect the rule of law.
when it's in their favor, right?
They would respect the decisions of judges in their courts.
And now Biden wants to pack the courts. Like, these guys are just, they're true lunatics, like Trump says. You know, Trump calls them lunatics, and yeah, they're that times a million.
So what is actually happening? Why do we say that there's illegal criminal aliens in the voting rolls? According to a conservative watchdog group, which is bad because they're conservative already, of course they're going to label a lot of other nationals illegal aliens.
Refugees as illegals.
Well, can I interrupt, Steve? Talk about Russian collusion, which they accuse Trump of all the time. What kind of collusion is this, man? 35,000. I mean, just in Maricopa County alone.
South America.
I mean, where's the real foreign collusion coming from?
Or that on those other news that what was it? AMLO.
Oh, AMLO.
He said, you know what? Don't vote Trump. Don't vote Trump. All my Mexicans over there in the United States, don't vote Trump.
Yeah, and that's not collusion at all.
That's collusion, is that right? So who are the Republicans gonna go after in the Democratic Party for all this collusion, man?
So it says there, Maricopa County is in direct violation of state law in refusing to remove illegal alien voters from the rolls. We are taking decisive action suing Maricopa County for unlawfully permitting illegal aliens and foreign citizens to interfere in the 2024 election.
Why isn't there more of this all over the U.S.? I mean,
I think people try and they get tossed away. It happens all the time.
but no judge agrees with you.
Well, not only that, the FBI and then the DOJ. Guys, there's no proof that this is going on. when you have a bunch of stuff like this, you know.
And sometimes when it's proven, they'll be like, oh, there's no proof of a rampant fraud. Well, fraud is fraud, man. Whether
Yes, it
it's
is.
rampant or not, fraud is fraud. I
Right.
mean, can someone get away from the IRS by not paying their taxes? There's no proof of rampant tax evasion. It's just, you know, it's just these guys apply the laws to whatever suits their needs, and it's just sick.
And this is another one. The lawsuit claims that as of April 2024, over 35,000 registered voters in Arizona had not provided proof of citizenship. So that's another one. Like, whenever I voted, they always ask for the ID, right? Why aren't they doing it over there?
Because there's an agenda. Because it's a strategy. Why not?
And I think that little extra right there, limiting them to voting for federal elections only, what an insult, dude. Like, they should, if they're allowing that in their state, they should, like, let them vote for their state reps, not for,
If anything,
like,
let's grant all this illegal.
not for the people who are going to represent the entire country.
Yeah, exactly. All this malfeasance. Let's grant all that.
Yeah.
Why federal only? That's like even more fishy. Like, how much more proof do you need to pursue these kinds of actions of cleaning all these voter rolls? What else do you need, guys? Why don't you answer me?
And I was gonna say, like, it's borderline treasonous, but it's not borderline treasonous. It is treason.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine trying to go to another country and get on their voter rolls, and dude, they'd probably laugh at you. Imagine pulling that stunt.
In
They
Japan,
laugh at you
in
and then beat
Japan.
you up.
Well, I don't know. They're kind of forcing Japan to do a lot of things too, man. They're starting. I'm telling you, they're starting with Japan. They're starting with Mexico too now. So
Thanks.
I guess they're working their way up or their way down, whatever. So what do you think, Steve? It's a good idea to let all these guys come here and vote.
So just like, if they can't even, by law, they can't even work here. How are we giving them more rights? Like what's the deal?
You know what I have a problem with? People breaking the law to get in here, voting illegally, and then for them voting on laws, which is what voting is. Usually you vote for people to make laws, right?
Yeah.
So now they're going to be voting on laws that I might not agree with, but then I have to follow. So it's just totally ridiculous. It's totally backwards. It is clown world, yeah, definitely.
It continues. In 2022, Arizona enacted 2 laws imposing stricter voter list maintenance requirements for the federal-only voters, as in the people who won't present
And it's
their
pathetic that they have to
identification.
create legislation to you know what I mean? It's, I mean, you have to create legislation to do the right thing. That's just,
And that's
weird.
That's like basically trying to appease the other side of the political debate. We're like, oh, why are you permitting this? Well, we're gonna have maintenance every what was it said there? Every month to make sure that everyone at least falls into those requirements, right? The lawsuit says Recorder Richard has failed to perform this required list maintenance.
Yeah.
So not even.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving you a chance, man. Can you just make an effort? Nope. I refuse.
So yeah, it's.
So the Maricopa County Recorder's Office prioritizes and prides itself on maintaining accurate, up-to-date voter rolls.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they're going to give a statement like that.
Well, yeah, they're not going to say they're...
Well, that and what if they're telling the truth but deceptively? Like, what does up-to-date voter rolls mean? Does that mean
Up to date
with all the illegals that have come in? You know,
Yeah, because they count.
because they didn't technically say like, oh yeah, we're making sure that only lawful people.
We're
people
just
who are
keeping them
lawfully
up to date
able to
based
vote are
on the
voting
people
on
that are
voter
here.
rolls. Yeah.
Oh, man. Ay, ay, ay.
You gotta be careful with these guys, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah, they play with words.
the Satanists.
The doublespeak is crazy, yeah.
Exactly.
The Stanists. Well, guys, anything else on this?
Well,
I think we get the gist of it.
So
Speaking,
Can I just read what I'm kind of curious as to who got thrown in jail. In June, a temporary election worker in Maricopa County was captured on surveillance video, allegedly stealing a digital magnetic key from a tabulation center. According to court documents obtained by Fox News Digital, he had been arrested previously for allegedly removing a total of $1,800 in cash from the register while working as a cashier at a nearby grocery store, according to Democrats. According to documents. So they capture this guy stealing a digital magnetic key, but they don't capture on surveillance video all these illegal voters. It's they catch what they want.
well, guys,
And I'm telling you, it's not even against. This is not against any sort of people. This is against the party that cannot win legitimately.
yeah, so they have to.
So they have to import votes. That's just,
Import votes, and they also have to use digital electronic voting machines.
Mhm. Well, speaking of voting, actually, here in Texas,
Good old Texas.
good old Texas. This
Lone
guy,
Star State.
I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you guys know this candidate. He's making the rounds. Kennedy, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys know?
no.
I don't think he's a very well known guy, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, this Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were joking around.
Yeah.
No,
Sarcastic.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
No,
of
I
course,
really
because-
did. It didn't click to it. But did you call him? Did you just say Kennedy right now, or did
Yeah,
you say
Kennedy.
Did you say his first name?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
say
okay.
first.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of
Well, guess what, guys? He qualifies officially for the
Nice.
Texas ballot as an independent presidential candidate.
To be honest with you, I really like a lot of what he has to say, and I really like his running mate, Nicole Shanahan, as well. They both have a lot of good things to say.
Hey, that was last name of the girl on Shallow Hell, huh?
Shanahan?
The chubby chick he falls in love with.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Was it?
Well, with a little extra weight on her.
Yeah, with a fat suit.
I forgot her first name, but she was Shanahan. I used to like Shallow Hell a lot till
Oh, you mean Jack Black?
became.
I think he always.
So I just,
No.
anyways.
Oh, poor guy.
But I used to like that movie a lot.
I mean, it's a funny movie.
Yeah,
I
it's-
can mess with it. But anyway,
Anyways,
I only wanted to mention this real quickly because who do you think? Well, who do you think is more likely to vote for Kennedy?
Democrats were not happy about the situation.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump supporters or some kind of or Republican leaning people
I don't
would
think
vote
so.
for Kennedy?
I'm sure there
No,
are,
but
but maybe
there's-
a minority, like a small.
Yeah, percentage wise,
I would say like
Very-
1-2%.
Yeah, real
it's
small.
gonna be very small. So this is actually really cool, at least for Texas. If he's allowed to be on the ballot, and people who are disaffected, who don't want to vote for somebody as incompetent and as evil as the Harris Walls ticket, maybe you know what? I don't want to go all the way to Trump, so let's go with Kennedy. I'm pretty sure like he's a big player in this election cycle. Independents or like third party or any other party other than the main two don't really show up on the radar in almost any election. I think it's gonna be
Do the Libertarians have someone, or are they supporting Trump? Because wasn't Trump going out trying to?
yeah, and the Libertarians do have somebody, but like I said, it's always
Wasn't it a transgender guy?
no.
Didn't they go?
They nominated not a transgender guy, but a guy that is very much in favor
Oh,
of all
okay, I
that
guess I
LGBTQ
heard
stuff.
Chase Oliver?
Chase Oliver, yes. He's the libertarian guy
Chase
now,
Oliver, yeah.
and a lot of libertarians said, "Oh, screw it! I guess I'm voting for a felon now." You know. But the thing is, okay, yeah, Robert Kennedy, sure, he says some coherent things. If you can,
Don't go there, David. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, he can say some incoherent things. I'm sorry, he can say some coherent things and the very cogent ideas.
I think
Great.
he is very coherent.
I can't understand a damn thing he says, honestly.
Okay. Anyways, sorry.
But some of his ideas might be good, okay. But he's also very anti-gun and pro-environmentalist mumbo-jumbo, which I personally am very against.
Well, and you need to specify, bro, because I'm actually anti-glyphosate. I'm anti-chemtrails, or people are gonna say chemtrails are a conspiracy theory. So I'm gonna use a technical term that the United Nations uses, which is chemical aerosol injections. So just clarify like what you mean by you're against certain.
Yeah, because you're not for trashing the environment. These guys will listen to you and say, like, oh, see, that guy wants to pollute the environment, do his oil change on the lawn and let it see it.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. I forget that.
You got to understand how these guys work.
No, I forget that people
they're
are
gonna
cynical and very dishonest.
They're gonna clip that little part out like,
The environment nuts. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because there's nuts cases in there.
We're talking about the guys that install diesel engines to power up your Tesla generator. That's what we're talking about.
It's like these guys say common sense gun laws. You just want common sense environmental laws.
Yeah.
Right? See, you got to start playing their game, man, because they're very good at it. David is for common sense environmental laws. Right?
Yeah, none of these toxic heavy metals that would seep into the soils, into the ground via expanded solar panels or
spraying the air with aluminum and barium particles.
So yeah, I'm not for
fluoride
that.
in the water.
I'm not for any of that.
So okay, those giant batteries in cars.
Yeah, exactly. So
the giant batteries in school buses, right?
Coming next. Wait till they put them on 747 jumbo jets.
So that's what we're talking about here at Conserving 915.
Yeah. So sorry, excuse me. So yeah, I would never vote for somebody like that. Also, he's very up until birth kind of abortion guy. So yeah, I'm super not into that. So and a lot of right-leaning individuals feel at least one or two of these points are going to be like, yeah, no, that's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If anything, this affected liberals and Democrats that are like, no, come on, not Harris.
Oh, and then that Kamala paired up with that clown she picked, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, screw it, I'm gonna go with this guy. So that's why I'm more excited about Kennedy being up in the Texas ballot. That's all I wanted to mention.
Yeah. All right. So let's
move on to something a little more local.
A little bit more 915.
A little more 915. We actually have one guy, Mr. Arredondo. I don't know if you guys
Hold on.
about it.
You mind if I read this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
El Pasoan David Rene Arredondo, 48. That's why I wanted to read it. Is said to be sentenced this week in Washington, D.C. after pleading guilty to assaulting a police officer as he joined a mob of President Donald Trump supporters in the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. The sentencing is scheduled
the worst
for
day,
9 a.m.
the worst day of American history ever, according to Dems.
We almost lost our democracy.
Yeah, democracy was almost overthrown.
Well, something we never had.
And even Pelosi was ready to throw down, right, according to her?
Which is a really important point to make. Like Steve just said, guys, we're a republic. We're not a...
And also, AOC almost lost her life.
Oh, AOC almost lost her life.
Oh, no. I wish she was a few miles away, too, right?
God bless you, AOC.
She almost lost her life, but she wasn't at the Capitol.
And then what was she
for
doing
totally different reasons.
What was she doing in New York the other day? Did you guys see her come out and doing the whole...
Yo, she was trying to be all G.
To Wu-Tang Clan, or she was dancing to one of those guys, right?
I don't know.
You gotta love
what the song was.
Are you ready?
You gotta love her little poses.
Seriously,
like,
but you know
when
what?
She was at the border and like with that sad face at the gate, but there's nobody on the other side of the gate.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she was just making that sad face for no
Again,
reason.
That's because there's no one at the gate. She was sad at no
How
one,
many
that's
people
what
do you have in your home?
Yeah. And she's balling, dude. I don't know if you saw that when she just got into Congress. She made an episode of like how bougie her day is now.
Oh man.
Her apartment is really swanky.
Powered by windmills and
Yeah.
waterfalls? Or...
Wearing $10,000 couture clothing.
You're welcome, AOC.
Yes, you're very welcome.
With her
Very welcome.
Flintstones car, or what? She's still
That's
running
our taxpayer money.
her
put on.
her feet are all calloused up from pedaling or from just walking on the street.
No, I think
A bunch of hypocrites.
no. I think Bernie Sanders like rides on her to get to
For the middle.
with his gloves.
Calming power, dude.
Anyway, oh my. Well,
How
coming
did we
back
go
to
from-
Mr. Arredondo.
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 You guys just like
Arredondo.
saying that, huh? Arredondo.
Really?
He's gonna be sentenced. Oh boy.
Scroll down.
Scroll down, keep going. This is Mr. Arredondo.
Oh, wait,
He's a
circle in red.
former small business owner. He is married and he has 2 children.
He looks kind of Caucasian, huh? Like a white guy or not? Or is it just me?
Go up. He's got that Chicano look, man.
Yeah.
You got that Spaniard in him.
He looks like a backwoods hillbilly type. You don't think so?
Ding, 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 ding.
You know what? It's funny because
And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Hillbillies like seem like pretty cool
oh,
people.
hillbillies are cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
They're self-sufficient. I'm sure they could survive a blackout or anything more than any other.
And it looks like they know how to have a lot of fun too, like with their 4x4s and the.
Well, actually, him with the last name of Arredondo, it would be more like a Guillermo de las Lomas.
Okay, let's.
All right. Well, anyway, Arredondo,
How many
a former
hours
small
over?
business owner who is married and has 2 children, was part of a mob that stormed into the Capitol seeking to halt the certification of President Joe Biden's election victory, according to U.S. Attorney's Office officials and court documents.
Is that the official story? They were looking to halt things.
I think they were just dissatisfied with the way things ran, which a lot of us were like that. I still don't buy what happened that night.
Then,
What
there's video too of these guys opening the doors to the Capitol building.
A lot of them, they're saying that they were set up.
It makes you wonder, like, so how many of these guys actually did storm that building? how
And
many
they say
were let in?
Trump incited it, and well, what did he say? I know you're gonna make your voices peacefully and patriotically heard. So peacefully, he did say that.
And actually,
That's
and I
not
want
what
to
I
say,
heard. I heard burn it all.
Burn it all down. Holy
Actually,
moly.
the Capitol building almost got burned down. Yeah, dude. Had
Yikes.
all the shootings and the arson, dude. You guys didn't see that?
I think you're confusing that with the Black Lives Matter protest.
Oh no, you're thinking about the May 29th for the 529 insurrection when they almost burned down Christchurch. That was also in the Capitol. And you know what did the liberal media say? And they didn't say that leftists almost took over. They said, "Oh, look at Trump. He's hiding in his bunker. Oh, what a scaredy cat."
Yeah. Well, and there's been a lot of those lunatics from the Democratic side storming the Capitol and blocking people from going in and yelling and chanting and taking over
the women's march. No, that wasn't that a thing as well.
and also an abortion crowd one time, right?
Yeah, with the cat hats.
Yeah. So the Republicans need to get smart. They need to get those videos as well
they're part of the Union Party.
and do the same thing.
The majority of the Republicans.
Because not to get even, but if this is such a horrible thing, then everybody that's done it before, they need to
Face the
figure out
consequences,
who
yeah.
these people were too.
Yep, exactly.
Because such
If
a
they
horrible-
were able to come all the way down to 915 to track this guy, be like, yeah, we're gonna sentence him, then they can do that for pretty much anybody else, right? Anybody who's actually done serious crime. Speaking of serious crime, what is he actually being sentenced on? What are the crimes?
And also, just sorry, one more quick point on that. But you know how we previously had a sheriff candidate,
Mhm.
Minerva Torres Shelton.
Yep.
And she was saying like it's these guys are very very highly political. You know, the FBI and the DOJ.
Oh yeah, it is.
So even if they do have these guys like clear cut, like without any mask or face coverings, like it still makes you wonder they probably wouldn't prosecute the actual criminals that are doing.
Yeah.
But-
and then whenever you question these guys, they always say, "Oh, you don't believe the intelligence communities and all that." And I always think, you mean the intelligence communities that said there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq,
Yikes.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
Who
I mean-
test on live populations.
these guys don't have
Subways.
a good track record. You know, you would like to trust your intelligence communities, but when you invade
Ultra, Bay of Pigs.
when you invade a
Helm.
country in the
Yikes.
Middle East, take out its and don't get me wrong, Saddam Hussein wasn't a choir boy. You know, he wasn't a nice guy, but who did we replace him with? You know, did the Middle East become more stable, less stable? You know, again,
I think it's still we still need to wait until everything pans out.
Actually,
maybe
not
maybe for
even
100 years.
Not even that. They are wildly incompetent because they still haven't been able to find a good Bible store. Because they're tracking everyone who's buying them. They're like, oh, let's see if they find the good Bible story this time.
And like I said earlier,
That's why they're tracking them.
That's
now?
why they're tracking them,
Thank
yeah.
goodness.
that's why I get this guy to buy my Bibles.
And the Richmond field office with lists of Catholics. It's
Oh,
just
man.
a clown show, man. These guys, like, I don't know. There's no better way to summarize it than what
And-
they've been
and you know what,
They
and
don't
this-
have a good track record.
And this is a great country because I know these guys will just say, oh, these guys don't know another. You know, we
Well, they
love
just
our
hate the
country. It's just the
leadership
It's
is
just
poor,
the leadership, especially when I believe that.
corrupt.
Especially when I think the current leadership was installed. I mean,
Honestly,
that's just the way I feel.
I hate the term leadership. They're
Why?
servants, and we should.
Well, they should be.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to be reminded that they are our servants.
You're starting to sound like Thomas Jefferson.
Oh my!
We don't want that to happen.
Watch out, dude! You don't want to end up on the.
Oh, you know what?
terrorist
Yeah,
watch list.
let's.
You're gonna get on a plane next.
He's already on a list
I-
for being Catholic.
I bought like 8 Bibles this year.
I'm a witness that David wants to live. He loves his life. He loves his family.
I do. I have nothing to live for. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, cut that out. No, but what charges is what's his name?
Arredondo.
Arredondo facing? Thank you.
Well, you guys just don't say it right.
What charges is Arredondo facing? Arredondo pleaded guilty to 8 federal charges January 3rd as
8
part of a
federal
plea
charges.
agreement with federal prosecutors. The
Oh.
charges are civil disorder, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain
Well, here's the
officers.
Which one is it? Because
Yeah,
those are
they're
three
very
very,
dramatically different,
very different. This
like,
is so
assault versus impeding.
dishonest,
Like,
and I
did you walk
hate
in
it.
front of the cop, or did you actually like kick this guy's butt?
We have him on camera where he grabbed the cop by the arm. He didn't push him, didn't shove him, just like kind of like grabbing him by the arm. So if anything, impeding. But
Well, assault is like unwanted
Assault,
touching,
yeah,
But I guess that's like very egregious.
entering in okay, you already said that disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds. If they were being let in,
Did the cops open? Then there were some like officers that were giving these guys tours
Yep.
of the building, you know?
yep.
Like showing them where certain offices were. But clown show. Anyway,
But,
disorderly
okay,
conduct in the Capitol building.
They're just splitting the same charge into two. In a restricted building or grounds and in a Capitol building, but they're both the same thing: disorderly and disruptive conduct. Activist physical violence in the Capitol grounds or buildings. Did he punch anybody? Was he actually physically violent with anybody?
I guess the touching his shoulder. Or touching
And this
That's what
next
I'm
one,
saying.
I mean, I really don't know what this guy did. I haven't looked at this or whatever. But the next one, parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. How many Democrat lunatic activists are guilty of this one?
Yeah, they go into like City Hall or something and
Yeah.
just flood the.
Well, I mean, it does say Capitol building, so you know
Okay.
they do that at other buildings too. But there's been plenty of these people that the Democrats. It's like the rules apply to everybody but them. I mean, has there been Democrats that go in there? I've seen them on TV when they're under the dome, and they're yelling and screaming and chanting and doing all these things, and it's like no one cares, you know. And they make it seem like they were about to take over government. Like it's like these guys were already in touch with the nuclear submarines and had the football, carrying the football case with them. You know what that is, right? The nuclear
Yeah,
codes.
nobody brought a single gun except for the people who worked at the.
Yeah, you know they make it seem like these guys were already appointing ambassadors to other countries and stuff like that. They'll seriously, if a crowd like this could take over the United States, we're in trouble, guys. I mean, seriously, if you think these guys,
with not a single gun or
Could-
knife or anything like that.
if they can take over the United States, you really need to be,
Was
know.
Ray Epps ever charged?
No, he was like he was
Because he
giving.
was one of the loudest ones there that was telling people that they were going to march into Pelosi's office. That they
we
were
need to
gonna
go in the building.
Like, I'm wondering how many guys did the feds have in there that were instigating
But then-
all these guys? And
But then every day there's people parading, demonstrating, and or storming. I read the wrong line. There's people storming the border every day, right?
Uh-huh.
Storming the country, like storming the actual country, by the thousand. How many? Like 15, 19 million. And you know what? Those are the ones that they know about.
And some of them violently. We have that on actual video, like being violent too.
But no, if you
The Border Patrol.
if you storm the country, you get the hotels, the gift cards.
the cell
You know,
phones.
Flights.
You become what do they call those guys when you're on Instagram no those guys
Influencers.
influencer, you become an influencer.
Legal immunity from assaulting police.
I
and,
mean
like, this guy who
you
touched
tell
him
people
by-
on the
touched
phone
his
how to be a squatter and eventually be a homeowner without paying any money.
No, but they're gonna release him, right? Just like they released, as Angel said, all these other
Other legal
Like
stuff.
Rams.
illegals.
Like,
Well-
they're gonna release him the next day, and they're gonna give him a ticket to Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
so
man.
who knows? I mean, I don't know.
But
About
you
this guy, but
you read the list of charges here, and it paints a picture, especially to somebody who reads the El Paso Times for actual information. They get their news like from this and maybe a couple of other sources. The way you read it, it sounds like, man, this is a bad guy. Man, he's going down. And one of the hyperlinks that this article clicks to is another article, and I just want to do a brief look at this other article. They say, and it's written by the same dude. It says, federal sentencing postponed for El Paso man charged in deadly Capitol riots. I read this entire thing. Not once does it mention who died. It was deadly. One person died. Ashley Babbitt, one of the protesters, shot down.
By whom?
Capitol Police.
So it was the man.
It was a man.
It was the man.
The man shot her down.
Then she rested. in peace.
Nary a weapon in sight by any of the protesters or, you know what, demonstrators, rioters, whatever you want to call them. Nary a weapon. But Ashley Babbitt gets shot down. Sure, she did something stupid. You know what? I'm going to grant that.
Was climbing through the window like worth lethal defense though? Like,
I'm not gonna say probably no.
Maybe
She
he
wasn't-
maybe the Capitol police officer was having like some of a maniac break and thought it was like a zombie
Apocalypse.
situation there.
I mean, that would be far more believable than thinking that a woman just jumping over a window warrants.
dude, and she was like wearing like a tank top and like khaki pants, I think, and like she was in the act of climbing through the window. Like she didn't have a weapon. She wasn't like charging this guy for like. They were kind of even a distance away.
Not even a warning, like "Hey, stop it!" or like yelling at her, like several warnings, because you need to give bad guys the warning before you shoot them, right?
I just don't think that the action warranted that response.
I agree.
No, she had interdimensional portals in her pockets and she was gonna pull out an AK-47 right there.
AK-47 out of nowhere.
no, it's just horrible. I mean, they make it seem like
But okay, the writer of this article.
Like taser and arrest. I don't know, man. Like, anyway.
well, I mean, because they're far more sympathetic to people that do things that are a lot worse than that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is very, very irresponsible writing by the El Paso Times and the editor of the El Paso Times that let something like this pass through. It's a deadly riot. Okay, and then not once mention who died. I think it's a very important detail if you're gonna want to, Mr. Aaron Martinez, writer of both of these articles. If you really want to portray the truth or portray not disingenuous narrative, then you need to be more specific. Like that's very, very irresponsible, and that I say shame on you, really. So anyway, that's all I have.
So that's all for today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Let us know what you thought. Let us know. There were quite a few other misinformation posts that came out around January 6th time. For example, one of them was that apparently multiple officers had been also deleted during that, which ended up being completely false as well, false narrative. But I don't know. Let us know if you remember any of the misinformation, disinformation that went around right around January 6th during the quote-unquote Capitol riot. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think about Ashley Babbitt and the unfortunate thing that happened to her.
And you know what? I guess if I can interrupt too, like just bring up the point that a lot of people that I know do not think that there was any election integrity on the last presidential election.
And the evidence keeps on piling up.
It keeps on piling up, and you know what? None of us have rioted. None of us have burn buildings, like, you know, and then they're portraying these MAGA people as something that they are really not at all. I might, you know, it's like even when I'll go back again to the Antifa, Black Lives Matter. Just look at videos of what was happening then. And you know, and like I said, a lot of people do not. You know, I'll say it again. They do not think there was any election integrity.
Exactly.
Last election, and you know what? People are working their way through legal ways to try and correct this. And so the way they're portraying all these people like great insurrectionists, that's totally false. They're going after people that these guys are political. What do you call it? Political.
Prison.
Where when you're going after people like for their political beliefs, what do they call it? There's a word. I can't think of it. But yeah, these guys are. You know, they're just going after their political opponents. That's all there is, and they're trying to make an example out of them. So the rest of you be good little boys and girls.
Anyway,
You
all right,
know?
let us know what you think, everybody.
Peace. We're out.